Hi, this is Emma and Shannon with Arise, and we are really excited to share with you the science courses that we have for 26-27. Emma, I'm going to let you start. I think you probably, like we've been doing, start with KS3. You have some exciting news about KS3, don't you?
Yes. So this year we've had self-paced KS3 science, and that's kind of aimed at let me get my English years correct. So that would be year 7, 8 type of level in for the English kind of school system, kind of P7 S1 for Scotland. And we're going to be building on that and bringing a year 2 for that. So that'll be like your year 8, 9, kind of S1, S2. So those two together will be covering the curriculum objectives for KS3 science for the national curriculum, but taught from a Christian perspective. So there's a chunk of the year one is a little bit more biology, then chemistry, and a little bit less on the physics. And the year two there'll again be some biology, chemistry, and a little bit extra on the physics side of things, just because some of the physics concepts are that little bit harder. Um, they come in more in the year two. So for lower secondary, we have the KS3 general science. It's a little bit of everything. We also have Introduction to Astronomy, which is also a self-paced class. This gives a broad, as it says, introduction to astronomy from a Christian perspective, but this one is more deep diving into that particular science of astronomy. So if you've got a teen who loves astronomy, this would be a great option for them. And if you've got an older teen, this would also be suitable for them because as that class goes on, some of the concepts again get a little bit tricky. It's not easy science. It's a bit trickier science because with astronomy, it kind of ramps up kind of quickly with the concepts in there. But it's a really interesting class where we start off with the solar system, and then by the end of it, you're looking at kind of an introduction to kind of cosmological ideas
Interesting.
there.
Okay. Well, I have a question here because I want to, some of our families like starting with self-paced classes as an introduction to online learning or to do a self-paced along with a few other live classes as well. So if we have three KS3, and I might be wrong, that's why I'm asking, I'm going to get to the question here in a second. I feel like we have three KS3 sciences. We have KS3 year one, general science and year two general science. And then we will have, yeah, we have this introduction to astronomy. Is there a certain order that you would say if they were going to do those prior to GCSE science?
Mhm.
How would you order those?
I would say the two general sciences, the year one and year two,
Okay.
those would be the on-ramp into any of the GCSE sciences because you've got
Right.
that little bit biology, a little bit physics, a little bit chemistry. And the astronomy really is for those teens that just love astronomy, love their space
Okay.
science. And it is a little bit harder. I would say probably not for your 11-year-olds because
Okay.
the concepts kind of can get a bit tricky quite
So,
quickly.
so you could do if you're starting with these RKS3 and your student is 11, then you could do the first general science year one, year two, and then as a 13-year-old do astronomy because we really want them to be 14 for GCSEs unless they're really exceptional within those sciences. Is that a good
You could do,
way to
yeah,
look at it?
you could do, but if you only do KS3, the general science one and two, then you've got a good, strong foundation in those ideas for jumping into GCSE science.
Right. Okay. So I think what I'm getting at is just the timing of things because
Yeah.
we're saying that this KS3 year one is 11 plus or
Mhm.
11 to 14. So if we're starting students at 11, then we need something in there for a 13-year-old that's not yet. ready
Hmm.
developmentally for that next leap of things that happens in that 14, 15 for sciences and stuff. So, all
Yeah,
right. So, other sciences, we have lots of sciences.
we do. So after KS3, we get to the GCSE levels, and we have starting this year. Well, this year we have iGCSE biology, year one and year two. So we had iGCSE biology start this past year. So the cohort in that class will be moving up to year two, and we'll be starting a fresh iGCSE biology in the summertime. Again, all taught from that Christian perspective. We've got Naomi coming on board to be the tutor for that, and we're really excited. Yeah, and then
She loves her biology, so it's
she
going to be a fun class.
She does love her biology. Um, we also have IGCSE chemistry, which, again, similar to the biology, it was running this year, so we've got a cohort in that chemistry year one who'll be going up into year two, and we'll be starting a brand new year one IGCSE
Right.
chemistry. And chemistry is just such a good kind of bridge
Yeah.
science that it builds into a lot of the concepts in physics, and a lot of physics concepts are better understood if you've got a good knowledge of chemistry. Similarly, a lot of the biology concepts are just enhanced by a knowledge of
Yeah.
chemistry.
Yeah,
And it
absolutely.
opens up so many career paths as well.
Yeah.
I would recommend anyone who's thinking, well, if you're doing any kind of want to go into any kind of medical field, chemistry is actually more key than biology.
Interesting.
Um, Unless maybe nursing would be biology, but if you anything beyond nursing, so if you want to become a doctor, chemistry is actually the key subject there,
Okay.
even more so than biology. So gr
Interesting.
really good, rich science that would give a excellent foundation to launch into other things and into other careers. So that's biology,
Chemistry,
chemistry, physics.
physics.
Physics. So we've just finished off a cohort of for physics, year two, and so we're coming back round to doing year one physics with a brand new cohort. So we'll only be having 1 year of one physics class this year for everyone to join, and we'll be starting at that year one for physics. And again, it's a really good, strong course for anyone that wants to do any engineering, any kind of maths type of subject. It's it just feeds into a lot of these different careers. Um, and then we have our IGCSE combined science with
Right.
Cambridge. So that is always a really popular class because it's a popular class because it really helps students who maybe they're not going to go down a particular science field, but they want to get they need the IGCSE in science, and the
Right.
combined science gives you a little bit biology, a little bit chemistry, and a little bit physics. And it's built out over those 3 years. And that's going to be
2 years.
co-taught, 2 years, sorry,
That's
two
all right.
years. Yeah. Co-taught with myself and Naomi. Naomi will be taking the bulk of that because it's a little bit heavier on biology. So she'll be doing the biology and chemistry, and I'll be doing the physics for the combined science. And we will be having we'll be doing the year one for combined science this year.
Right.
So those are our IGCSE sciences that we have on offer. I think have I covered them
You've gotten them
all?
all. I
I've
have a
got them
question
all.
for you.
Yes.
Can you just briefly tell us how we're approaching our sciences from a Christian worldview? I know we talk about how all our subjects are infused with a Christ-centered and a Christian worldview perspective, but when it comes to the sciences, those are weightier topics.
Mhm.
Um, in some fashions. And so can you just tell us how as tutors you guys are going to approach that yet still meet the obligations of these exams?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So with these subjects, they're all part of the national curriculum. we'll be obviously teaching to the national curriculum so that the students will be prepared for the exam. So the um, biology, for example, there is evolution in biology that has the content there for the national curriculum needs to be taught for the exam. But obviously, we'll be bringing in that explaining that the biblical perspective on that we see in all of creation, whether we're looking at biological systems or the way the universe is put together through physics or the way that molecules, just the molecular structure of atoms and the bonding and how everything just fits together so beautifully. It points to a creator and speaking into those places with consideration and encouraging our students to think
Right.
so that they're not it's not this is what scientists believe and this is therefore absolutely true, but actually sometimes scientists have throughout history have got it wrong and will continue to get it wrong, and when different people will look at a system in a different way and look at the results of an experiment in a different way and come to a different conclusion. I found it really interesting that when we were doing the screw tape letters, and for those not familiar with screw tape letters, the letter from an older demon to a younger demon, and screw tape's advice to his young nephew is don't get your patient, this Christian, don't get him thinking about science. Because if you're thinking about science, you're on the enemy's turf because it's about reason and logic and it's about truth. And therefore you're going to be putting him on a path of thinking about the world and thinking about things, and all true science leads to truth, and obviously the Bible is
Yeah.
truth.
And so I love that you brought that example in from screw tape letters because our goal is to get them thinking about what they sadly need to have for the exam, but what really is the truth and how to approach it, how to discuss it, how to understand the differences, the nuanced differences that can send us down a path that isn't ultimately a path of truth, and how it compares with scripture and what the Bible says about the different topics that you cover throughout the sciences.
Mhm.
So great. So our sciences are on offer. They're open and ready for enrollment already. And just like all our other classes, you can save your seat
Mhm.
for your student for £50 a class. And we have bundles for families that are looking to do more than one subject. Make sure that you check out the bundles and our payment options. So explain just really quickly what those payment options are and how we can help people with those.
So we have the £50 per seat per subject, and then we have bundle deals, and there's different size bundle deals depending on how many classes you wish to take. And then we can set up a payment plan. So if your payment plan starts early, we could do an 8-month payment plan, but typically the choices are 3-month payment plan or a 6-month
Right.
payment plan, and that's organized through Go Cardless.
Right. So they just need to email us if that's what they want to do. So you email us at arise education. I'm sorry, arise at arisehomeeducation.com.
Yep.
And then let us know the classes or the bundle you're looking at, and we'll help you put that together, especially if you're doing the payment plan and the bundle, because there's a few hoops to jump through just to make it all come together properly. We'll send you a coupon code to just pay the deposit and that kind of thing. So, all right, well, I am really excited about our sciences for this year, and our new tutors coming on and the breadth that we have with the KS3 and then all the way up into the GCSE level, which are, those are also US qualification
Yeah.
eligible. So for families following the US model, that is a great way um, to earn those credits. So anything else for today?
I think we've covered everything.
All
Thank
right.
you. And so
All
all the
right.
links will be down below.
Yep, they'll be down there. We'll see ya.
Bye bye.